Hello and welcome to the Berkcast, the How to Train a Dragon podcast. I'm your host HC, and with me is
Wolf.
and today I had a double guests. One you already know. It's Leffie who came back. Say hello.
Yep, hello.
And the other one, if you know Leffie, you probably know her because they're twins and everything. Newcomer to the show. Hey, Raide.
Hi. Hi there.
We should also mention
And
you
the
probably
reason-
know her because of her art as well. Not just because they're twins.
I hope our voices are distinct enough. Yes.
Sure.
We'll see.
I think it's one of those things that at the end of the day, people will say different things. So let's see the result afterwards.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you listen to this podcast, you probably know these two by this point, and not because one of them was on the show before, but because, well, have you seen their art? Yeah, that.
She's grinning. Yeah.
Anyway, so that they could answer some questions about the art because it will be fun. So, are you two ready?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So first question: what got you into the How to Train a Dragon?
Sorry, we didn't hear that.
Okay, HC died. What got you into the How to Train Your Dragon? He was trying to ask, what got you into the How to Train Your Dragon fandom?
Okay, I guess I will start. So Leffie starts. Yes. Let's do it this way.
Sure.
I watched.
Before that, am I back? Am I fine now?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe we'll find out.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll just start. I watch the movies just regularly, and then when I like a movie, I tend to search for fan art just to see what artists interpret. And then I was on DeviantArt, and I saw all these nice pieces and how people saw more in the universe than was there. And I was like, oh, I want to be a part of that too. So I made a Tumblr account. That's how it happened.
Yeah, for me, it was actually Leffie who got me into the fandom because Leffie made a Tumblr before I did. And then I noticed through her, there was a community, and then I started to watch the series as well. And I saw these GIFs and these theories, and I thought, oh, this is kind of cool.
Nice.
I was never in a fandom before, so that was kind of new and just nice.
Okay, so you got through the movies. That's also something. Okay, because some people got through the show or the book, so it's interesting to know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, since Wolf asked the first question, because I cut out for a second, so you two draw. How did you get into drawing?
I think for the two of us, it's similar. When we were, I think, 14 or something in 2010, we got introduced to ArtPage, and so we started drawing digitally. And then from there on, it was like, oh, this is a lot of fun, and then it became a hobby more. I don't know. I think you started at the same time.
Yeah, I guess we drew before we had tablets or anything. We had art classes in school. We went to after-school art programs in primary school. And then it intensified when we discovered DeviantArt. And then we got a tablet because, for me, it was like that. And then I got a tablet and I thought, oh, I want to be like these people, these artists I see online. And then I just started practicing more as I saw these amazing artists.
Yep.
Okay, Wolf, next question is yours.
How early into your fandom days did you start making How to Train Your Dragon fan art?
So, like, for me, it started on day one. Like, I got into the fandom really quickly. And then I think I made the first piece of fan art, like, a week before I joined Tumblr. It was really quick for me.
Yeah, it's actually almost the same for me. I think one of the first pieces I have on Tumblr is a dragon piece, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I didn't make that much fan art at the beginning, but then it gradually just got more and more.
I sucked her in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it was basically, okay, we saw this movie, it's really cool. We want to draw something for it. Yeah, understandable. I can be the same way. Lately, when because I dropped out of the art world for years, but that's a different story. So, you do 2D art while How to Train Your Dragon uses 3D animation. Was it a challenge to get all the character details right when you first started drawing them? Oh,
I think for me it's always a challenge when I draw a character for the first time, because in my first Dragons fan art, Toothless was so huge. I swear it's embarrassing, but for me, I try to like make the designs more simple so I can how do you say that? Remember them better, like in my own style. I know I don't put all the details in that there are in the 3D artwork because it helps me with my comics, because I tend to draw fast. So I try to put it down.
Yeah, for me, it's not quite the same, because I would consider my style to be semi-realistic. But at the beginning, I always got Astrid's shoulder pads wrong. I don't know why. And I couldn't remember some details on Hiccup. I couldn't remember if it was the left or the right foot that fell off. And I constantly used references at the beginning.
Man, if only Rush were here to do Hiccup's voice and go, my leg didn't fall off.
Oh my god.
Okay, I don't know, it was bitten off or burned off.
We have theories.
Most likely burned.
Okay.
Or both.
Wolf, don't you start. I warn you.
I said nothing.
Not now. Mr. Toothless ate Hiccup's leg, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, I heard of that theory.
Yeah.
It's not a theory. He literally ate it. I disagree.
But anyway.
Anyways. Moving on.
Yeah. Next question is yours. Go ahead.
Both of you have made a lot of How to Train Your Dragon fan art and art in general. Is there a specific drawing you made which you're really happy about? Whether because it's reception or the work process or just your personal preference?
For me, Leffie, I think this August I made a lot of pieces that I'm very happy with. One of them is where there is Toothless and the Light Fury, Nubless, and there's this background with the waterfall. It has like a day and a night version. Mm-hmm. And I was really proud of this piece because I usually have difficulties with backgrounds and I usually don't draw them. And for here, I sat longer than, 1 or 2 hours on the piece, which is actually pretty seldom for me. So I was happy that I got through it. And then for original art, I couldn't decide whether the fan art was my favorite or the original art. And for this one, it's called Tiny Houses. We can also link it in the description. So it's
that's actually if the listeners want to see what artworks they're talking about, we'll put links to the blogs and the drawings themselves in the description.
Yeah, that would be helpful. For the original piece, what I like about it is how random it is. And when I started this, I was like, I want to make a really random, cute, childlike drawing. And I thought when I made the line art, I'm never going to finish this. And then I didn't continue for months. And then after a while, I came back to it and finished it. And it was really nice. Yep.
Actually, Raide, before you go, I just want to say that the piece you mentioned with Toothless and the Light Fury is one of my favorites from you as well. Just saying.
Oh, thank you. I think you mentioned that before, but never mind. Yeah.
Well, now the listeners know. That's also important. Anyway, Raide, what about you?
Actually, my favorite fan art piece is the one with Hiccup and Toothless, which I did in the series with all the dragons and their riders. I actually find that the series as a whole is my favorite piece, so to say. Because I was really proud of myself when I finally finished it. The one with Hiccup and Toothless, I painted that in 2016, which is 2 years ago. And then I got back to it and I thought, oh, this would be kind of cool just to do that with all the other riders as well. And then I finished it and I was like, oh my gosh, I've never done a series like this before. And it was well received as well. So I was really proud of that.
I think when she made this series, she was like, what did I write myself into?
Yes.
This is so much work. She finished it, so it's...
Yeah.
Well, again, great series.
Oh.
Okay, just because I had to look at this again just to be checking. Okay, so now I always say that the yin and the yang. When there's good, there's bad. Are there any pieces you made that you're unhappy with for whatever reason? And would you ever go back and rework it?
So I have a cajillion pieces I'm unhappy about, and I'm actually unhappy when I post them. But after some time, I was like, I know there's mistakes in here, but I'm just going to show it because I know it's a doodle and it's not perfect, right? But yeah,
I feel the same. It's like when I upload something and then the next day I see like the nose is a bit off or the hair is the wrong color or something like that, and I feel like, oh no, what have I done? But then again, I don't like to go back and edit the original piece just because I feel like it's a learning point for me, and I like to look back at my old stuff and be proud of it, even though it may have mistakes.
yeah, I feel the same. But I think for you go through the pieces and you're really you're perfectionist.
I'm a perfectionist?
Yes.
Okay.
Like you actually look for mistakes before you post it, but when I post it, I know there's a mistake in there. I think that's the difference.
Yeah. I also repaint a lot of my work. I don't rework it, but I make a new painting and try to improve on the original, if you know which ones I'm talking about.
Redraws.
Redraws. Just to see how I improved, but I don't like to mess with the original. It directly.
I do think I saw some of them. Well, the before and after ones, and for the most part, I think the new ones are better. But both of them are great at the end of the day. Like, I wish I could do half of this stuff.
No, thank you. It's
actually, Wolf, are you jealous as much as I am?
I mean, I'm not an artist, so I have nothing to be jealous of. I have no artistic skill whatsoever. So I can look at the art and say, this is great. I'm glad I get to enjoy it. So I don't get to be jealous. I have no artistic skill. I can write. I cannot draw. I can try to draw. No one wants that.
Well, I can draw, but I can't write.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So,
well, you see here, we found a solution here.
Yay.
I can kind of do both, but I prefer writing. It's easier, and if you mess up, it's easier to to fix it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
On that note, I haven't something just crossed my mind. What I used to do was when I was unhappy about a drawing, I used to throw it away, and I have so many regrets. So whoever is listening, don't throw your old drawings away.
Yes,
You're going to hate yourself forever. That's all. I just remembered that.
And I think I still have some high school doodles stuck somewhere. I need to look for them.
Yeah, it's really nice to look back. You need to keep them.
Yeah.
Put the dates on so you know when it's from.
Oh, I didn't put dates on them back then. I was unfamiliar with the concept.
No.
Yeah, talking about the progression for, like you, Raide, you brought up the progression of how you've went back and redrew a lot of some of your old work. I think the best example of that is, you brought up the Dragons and their Riders series of pieces you've done before. Like, you've went back and redone some of those pieces as well, and I think that's the best example of where, like, just being able to see the growth that you've made and how far you've come, because the newer pieces just look amazing compared to some of the older pieces.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Actually,
seeing you redo them.
I don't think that every piece I redo is necessarily better. I think some have
absolutely
better colors or look more realistic, but that doesn't necessarily make them better.
Mm-hmm.
But I try to, get better all the time.
It's always still interesting to see the changes that you'll make and how you decide, well, this could be different though, and just go with something a little bit different just to see what it changes and how it makes people feel and how they judge it, the new piece compared to the old.
It's also really motivating. Yeah, it's also really motivating to see how far I've come, and then that kind of motivates me to do more and to redraw it in 2 years' time again.
The whole series, do it.
Oh gosh,
10 years.
I actually have plans of redoing the series with the dragons and the riders with the designs from the third movie, but I can't decide if I'm going to do the ones with the dragon armor or with the casual outfits. Do the armor? Okay, I'm going to do
Spoilers for
Well,
future
you can-
pieces.
Yeah, you can't sneak peek. Berkcast exclusive. This is coming with the dragon armor, by the way.
Okay, good.
And then Ready trolled us all and went for the casual wearing.
Yes.
Rickrolled.
Yeah, you know something. If you actually do this, like as soon as you post the pictures, put in front of the drawings the Rickroll drawing, the song.
Yeah. I'll see.
Okay. Anyway, so Wolf, next question is yours, right?
Yeah. Outside of How to Train Your Dragon, what other fandoms have you made art for? And have you ever thought about crossover art between How to Train Your Dragon and any of them?
For me, I sometimes do Tim Burton, Mario, something from Ghibli or Disney. Sometimes Harry Potter too, but like I feel like I have a 50-50 thing going on. It's either I draw dragons or I draw original art. But yeah, sometimes I think I already made a crossover with Tim Burton in How to Train Your Dragon. It was a Hicksford piece. I really like the style with the huge eyes.
She also did a crossover between dragons and Harry Potter at the beginning. Do you remember that? I really like those.
Challenge. Oh my god, yeah. True. Oh my god, I forgot.
Oh, I really like those. Those were my favorites at the time. Yeah.
I need to see that.
Oh, you can go through her Tumblr archive and then you can search for those.
Maybe you just
Which of the Tumblr archives? That's the question.
Oh, is it Leffie's?
It's Draw's fan art. It was a while ago.
Okay, I'll give it a look.
Okay. Oh yeah, me. I also do a lot of work for Life is Strange, for Avatar, and for just sometimes Harry Potter as well.
Disney.
But oh yeah, Disney, of course, Disney. But yeah.
You cannot escape the mouse.
No, you can't. But yeah, I also the only crossover I've done is the crossover between the Tim Burton style and my Halloween pieces for How to Train Your Dragon. That's the only one I've done so far.
Does Modern AU count as a crossover to the original world?
You know what? Sure, let's go with it.
Yes, then I want to draw more for that.
Okay, that's cool.
Yep.
So, with the exception of fan art, you're also making a lot of original art. And so, is there a different process or mindset when you're approaching an original drawing and a fan art, or is it both basically the same?
For me, it's like when I come home, I'm often tired and out of energy, and sometimes drawing dragons actually takes a lot of my energy because I know I have to stick to this character, to this outfit, to this style or design, and it's really tiring. So for me, original art is like drawing more freely because I can literally just put anything on there that I want. So it's not like I can always draw original art, let's say it that way, but I can't always draw fan art because for me, I have to adapt to a different universe and not be in my own, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's also original drawing is more free. I don't have a huge planning phase when I'm doing original work. I just draw what comes to my mind, and that's really relaxing. But when I do fan art, I have to think about the poses, the expressions, and the characters, and I have to look at references, and it takes a lot more preparation to actually make a good piece of fan art. But once you painted a character 10,000 times, then you know what they look like, and it doesn't really take a lot of energy to actually paint them.
But I feel like I redrew them in my own design with the same mistakes all over. So every time I draw Hiccup, he will have the same mistakes I did the time before that. But yeah.
And on that note, I do agree. When you draw something a lot, it's eventually burned into your mind to the point you can do it without a reference.
I barely use references.
I only use references now for the Dragons 3 art, because I have no idea what the outfits look like.
Oh, yeah.
But the faces are the same, basically.
Well, I still have trouble remembering Hiccup's armor from the second movie.
Me too.
It has so many small, tiny details. I can't do this. It's too much. But yeah.
Like I think his simplest design is the original. That's
Yeah.
which not surprising, but
I like to draw the fur from his coat.
I prefer to draw the metal,
Oh.
the scrap metal. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
there you go. We mentioned the
Yeah, there
metal.
it came. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. When we started talking about this question, I was like, okay, I think I'm about to mention something I mentioned a lot, and I didn't. So at least somebody mentioned something that's mentioned a lot, and it's not me. So yes. Wolf, before I'm tempted, next question is yours.
Recently you opened a collab blog where you post drawings you've made together. How did that come to be?
It's actually preparation for a convention we'll be at next year. There we are coming there as a duo, like not as a singular artist. So if we were to go there and present our own work, like only my work or only her work, I think we will get kicked out.
Yes.
So, but we always wanted to make pieces together, kind of. Had encouragement for that before, and I thought it was cool too.
Yes, and it actually works really well. I think when I draw the background and she draws the characters, they actually really fit together pretty well.
Yeah. I have problems drawing the backgrounds though, they're hard.
It's actually really interesting to see because you both have very distinct styles between the two of you, and it's I have to ask, like, what is it like? Is it fun to kind of merge those two styles together?
Yeah, it is, but for me it's a challenge because Red uses really dark colors and I use really light colors.
Yes.
So when I'm in the drawing, I'm like, what colors are you using? How can you draw like this? Yeah, it's good practice to adapt to a different palette by light.
Why would you draw with this color? Because I like it. We're not sisters anymore.
Yeah.
Drama.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really nice. I'm really liking the pieces.
Yeah. I like the one with the dragon the most so far.
I'll second that.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that question about your styles, have you ever thought about trying other styles as well? And kind of getting out of your comfort zone even more?
So yeah,
okay, I have looked at other artists' work and I thought, oh, maybe I could use them as references, but I've never actually thought about copying a style so far.
I also have problems. I'm really hesitant to do that, but I try to do always a different, like slightly different alternation of my style in my drawings. Like sometimes I do Tim Burton, or sometimes I give them bigger eyes or something. But
fair enough.
I think it's hard to go out and do something completely new from one moment to the next.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to How to Train a Dragon. Is there a character from the franchise you enjoy drawing the most? And would you say that character is your favorite? It also applies to the dragons.
Okay, all right. So for Leffie, I think it's obvious that I draw Astrid the most. I am not quite sure why, because she's not my favorite character, but I think it's the hoodie and the skirt, because with those two things you can experiment with the forms a lot, like especially the hoodie. Like you can make it round or something. Oh, that's really cool. But maybe it's also Astrid because she's more female and I can put more of myself into her. It could be that, but I'm not sure why. But I think my favorite character is actually Snotlout, and I barely draw him, and I don't know why I don't draw him more. But I think he's the most likable character.
In the series.
And yeah,
in the TV series.
I really liked him in RTTE in his voice. I think I like Snotlout. He's cool.
So the answer is both of you say your favorite character is Snotlout.
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I thought it was like Tough Nut.
No.
Oh.
No.
I like that. No, like Tough Nut.
Never.
No.
But in the movie, I prefer Hiccup or Astrid. It's actually a tie between them. Snuffle doesn't have a lot of character depth in the movie, so
None of them have,
yeah.
except for Hiccup and maybe Astrid.
Well, he is the main character. It's kind of...
Yep.
Okay. So, Snottle, for the humans, is there a dragon you enjoy drawing the most? Or I'm going to assume Stonefly.
Yeah.
For Red or Red? For me, it's actually my favorite dragon is Toothless, but I enjoy drawing the Bewilder Beast the most. For me, it's like I can't decide.
Oh.
I like the two of them really much. I like the huge size of the Bewilder Beast. It's so cool.
Well, and you can take Toothless. It's not possible at all.
Aww.
Yeah, I prefer to draw Stormfly because I just love birds. And I love that she's designed to kind of resemble a bird. And that's, I don't know, she looks so cool with the spikes and everything.
And the colors.
And the colors. She's so colorful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, she's blue. And we said before we started, blue is the best color.
Yes.
There was a question once in our Discord server. People were like, is she blue with yellow spots or yellow with blue spots?
She's blue with yellow spots.
Because I once saw a fan art where she was yellow and had blue spots.
Okay.
But she still looked the same. So I was like, okay.
No
Okay,
cloud jumper love. I'm disappointed.
You're disappointed.
Cloud Jumper is indeed cool.
Oh.
Tea.
Wolf, the next question, which starts the Berkcast Civil War, is yours.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
very much consistent questions. How to Train Your Dragon 1 or 2?
Oh wow. Now what if you were surprised if I said neither? I feel like each movie has a different positives and negatives. Like I think the first movie I like the music more, and then the second movie I like the story and emotions more. So I'm like, which one do I choose? I don't know.
I like the tone and the atmosphere so much more in the first movie. There are certain scenes that I just love. I love the forbidden friendship scene, the test drive scene, all the scenes where the music just takes over. They're so brilliant. I love them. And I feel like the second movie doesn't really have those.
Yeah,
But-
it's dark.
Huh?
It's dark.
Yeah, it's darker. That's what I like about the second movie too. So they both have their goods and bads.
I feel like Wolf. My gut tells me that Wolf likes the first movie
Yes.
more.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've talked about it
Yeah,
enough on here for that people should know.
Wolf prefers, I prefer 2 by a bit.
Like,
I
there are
think-
things I like. Like, I agree with you. There are things I like about the second movie as well, but I lean more towards the first than the second more often than not.
Yeah, me too. Just
Really?
I think it's just only like slightly that they're both movies.
I feel like I'm invested
Yeah,
more in the second movie because I tend to draw Hiccup as his older version a lot more than as his younger version. So I kind of, my mindset is more towards the second movie the whole time. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, Hiccup, that's how he looked like in the first movie. Sometimes I forget. It's like, okay. But I like both of them a lot. Thank you.
Okay, but can we all agree that Kid Hiccup from the trailer is best Hiccup?
Yes.
Oh yes, he's so cute. Can't wait to hear his voice too.
Oh,
Yes.
oh my god. Is it going to be Jay's?
Oh my god. No, it will be Jay's voice, but it will be sped up, like Alvin and the Chipmunks kind of thing.
Oh, no.
Maybe he won't.
Oh, man.
I think he will
Man,
talk. Wasn't a child actor that was supposed to come in?
Oh,
Yeah, there's apparently a child actor. So, and a lot of people said he's either a Kid Hiccup or Hiccup's kid. We'll have to wait and see.
Maybe it's both.
I hope it's Hiccup's kid.
Yeah, I can just see Astrid going. He sounds just like you when you were a kid, and Hiccup's like, you were talking to me when I was a kid. Didn't you ignore me or something?
Same voice.
Okay, next question. Do you have a favorite episode or season of the show?
I feel like I'm sorry, but again, I can't choose. I can only list a few. But no, we talked about it today. We watched a scene from Dire Straits. I think it's Dire Straits where Hiccup is in this water Like when he's underwater and Toothless comes and he's
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I really love that scene so much. It might make it my favorite episode just because of the scene, but you haven't.
Yeah, it's a powerful scene.
Yeah. But other than that, I really like the bounty hunter episode where Hiccup is kidnapped. It's really good.
And yours favorite season as well?
Season 4 was good. I think season 5 was a mess, and then season 6 was also a mess. So.
A mess, but a fun mess.
Yes, fun mess.
I'll agree on season 5. Actually, not a bit. I agree. Season 5 was a bit of a mess. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, my favorite episode has to be, I think, Last Auction Heroes. Because they introduced Krogan in that, they introduced Grump in that.
Oh my god, it was Snotlot in his blonde hair.
I really liked Snotlot with blonde hair. And I also really liked Tone Death with Garth, where they all sang. And the one with the baby fireworms, because I love baby fireworms.
Yes.
Notice a trend here. All of them focus on Snotlout.
Yes. Oh, true.
Oh my god,
that's true.
Thanks, HC.
Yeah, sure. Also, Blonde Snotlout fan out confirmed for when.
Sorry, no, I think you chopped at the end there.
Yeah.
On the best part, I asked if there will be a Blonde Snotlout fan out coming in the future.
Now that you mention it, there should be coming one.
Yeah, now I have to make one.
Okay, I have an idea. You don't have to take it, but do it a collab. One of you will draw Snotlout himself, and the other one will draw his head.
Oh, or one will draw his head.
Consider it not.
That's a good idea. Thanks. Like one draws one character and the other draws the other character.
The dragon and the rider.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thanks. Now we have an idea already.
Thank you.
Soon in the Tumblr near you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Wolf, pretty much the final question is yours.
The question HC always puts in, that Rush should be the one asking, but he never gets to ask. Your favorite How to Train Your Dragon OTP?
Do bro TPs count?
I say so, but I've been told
sure,
no.
Why not?
Because, it's extra. Everyone knows that. But bro TP is Snotlout and Tough Nut from the series. I love those two together. So
yeah.
Stop out.
I'll have to agree. That's an awesome OTP.
Yeah, actually, I don't know why. I think Valka and Stoic, they're sweeter than Hiccup and Astrid together.
Yeah.
Because I really like these old pairings where they come together after
they still
love each other. I think it's so cute.
The world is more Stalker. I need to draw more Stalker and more Snot. Okay. That's the conclusion.
Well, sadly, Stalker cannot really happen canonically anymore unless we have a spin-off that takes place way back in the past.
Oh, that'd be interesting, actually.
We
got a bit.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure. I think it was Chochori. I'm not sure how the artist is called. Pardon, but they made a lot of comic strips with the younger Stoic and Valka, and I love those to death. Maybe.
And also, Dragonvine, the graphic novel, did something with it. It's not much, but it's there if you want to enjoy it. And if you want to see my interpretation of the Two Cups Second Time Kidnapped, my fanfiction on Valka's backstory, we actually read it on the Berkcast. Shameless plug.
Very good.
So romantic.
Yeah. It has to be romantic when I listen to techno music while I wrote it. Oh yeah, that fits.
Techno music.
Very fitting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Legit.
In the world of Vikings and everything, what you want to hear is techno.
Of course. That's obvious.
Obvious. Oh yeah, I always
Okay.
when I draw, I listen to Forbidden Friendship tend to listen to it the most when I draw dragons because, I can't listen to techno. I'm sorry, HC, when I draw Hiko.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. I like that. Just because I like it doesn't mean everything.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, that's actually probably an interesting question to ask. When you draw, what do you use as background noise? If you use background noise.
I can't draw without music. I have to listen to something. I usually listen to soundtracks, and it depends on what I draw. Like when I draw Harry Potter, I listen to the Harry Potter soundtrack. When I draw How to Train Your Dragon, I listen to the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack. And then it basically depends on the mood of the drawing, really.
So if you walk on original art, what the hell was that? There was a bit of an echo. Okay. It came in one. But when you draw original art, then do you listen to your own original music? Or
no, I always listen to soundtracks. Actually, it depends. Like it's hard to say because it really depends on my mood when I'm drawing it. Sometimes I listen to soundtracks. Sometimes I listen to some other music I find on YouTube. I can't say exactly what they are right now. I don't know what they're called. But yeah, it's always music without voices in the background because those distract.
You see, like I listen to a lot of instrumental stuff as well when I'm doing something and I need background noise. But I can do fine with lyrics and stuff. But depends on the person, I guess. Yeah.
I don't need to listen to music when I draw. Sometimes it actually gives me a headache, and I just want to draw to get the headache away. But yeah, it's mostly soundtracks. That's all I listen to. Sometimes stuff with lyrics, but more soundtracks are good.
And okay, you mentioned How to Train Your Dragon and Harry Potter. Do you have anything other than those? Do you have any specific soundtrack you go to, or is it just a random what you feel like at the moment?
It depends on the moment. I usually listen to a compilation of the Harry Potter soundtrack on YouTube. And
I like the one from part 6 with Harry and Hermione. Like, I think it's called that.
I don't know.
Like, what's that?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Hey, how is that Harry Potter score go? No, not that one. So which one?
Which one?
But great soundtrack though.
Yeah.
Wolf, do you have anything else to ask on the spot? Oh,
putting you on the spot, you did bring him up a few times, like you mentioned Tim Burton a few times. Is there any other inspirations that you've had that kind of got you into art, maybe, or that inspire you to also do art besides Tim Burton?
I think it started off with a lot of comic artists, like Lackadaisy. Does that ring a bell from Tracy J. Butler?
It does.
Oh, I really love Lackadaisy. And when I saw the concept art for the Dragons movie by Nico Marlet, I'm not sure how you say that name, but I really loved his style. It helped me a lot with my style that I developed when I got into the fandom. Yeah. But yeah, Tim Burton is always a goodie.
I love Loish, if you know her, and Anna Dittmann. They both make like lots of portraits, original work. And I have so many artists in my mind that I can't tell you their names. I just know their work. But yeah.
And there are some really good artists in the fandom.
Yes, that's true.
Some really good ones.
Yep. Like you know something? I think you are the first artist we actually had on the show. Like everyone before was we interviewed was either writing or something. Actually, Haddock draws a bit, from what I know. But...
As does Rift.
Oh,
true.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Okay, interesting.
And yeah, so I personally don't have anything else to ask. Do you have anything to say just to close this off? You have something random to say before we close discussion or the interview?
I just want to say thank you to everyone who's listening and who's supporting us. I know I don't answer every comment I get, but I read everything that I receive on all posts. And I just want to say thank you for that.
The same with me.
Yes.
And I'm really happy that people are liking the collab pieces. Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're doing something right.
Yay. Yep.
And on that positive note, that's been pretty much everything for this episode of the Berkcast. We hope you enjoyed. If you want to check out any of Leffie's or Raide's art, either individual art or collabs, you can find everything. You can find all the links to pieces we mentioned and the blogs themselves in the description below. But if you two, can you give the Tumblr and the Tumblr names you're going by so that maybe people could look you up themselves?
I'm Raide's Art. It's the same on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, and DeviantArt.
Same for me.
So it's my name just with an S and art behind it.
Same for me. Leffie's Art everywhere.
And your collab blog?
Oh, the collab blog is, oh gosh, should I spell it out? It's RAIFFIES and then art behind it.
Links to all of these will be in the description below.
Yes.
To make it easier for people.
Yeah, we'll have links in the description for everything. So with that said, I was HC.
I've been Wolf.
I've been Leffie.
I've been Red.
And because I forgot to do this, what is your? I need to sign off again. So give me a second. I messed up. Great note to end this on.
We don't have it.
Yeah. May I remind everyone the last time you tried to sign off, buddy? I messed up only once out of 99 occasions. But anyway, what is your, if you know Leffie and Raide, and let's face it, you probably do, what is your favorite artwork from them? And don't forget that next week we're having the 100th episode of the Berkcast, so be sure to send us questions on our Ask That Berkcast team on Tumblr. With all that said, you can find us on Tumblr as Berkcast team, on Twitter we're Berkcast with a capital B, capital C, and you can find all of us on the How to Train Your Dragon Valhalla Discord server. So we all decided who we were. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.